All right.
Hello and welcome to a special news breaking. This is potentially huge, very exciting. It's Andre from Heroes World, joined with my boy John Ho, and he is my partner in crime. If I'm Batman, John is my Robin, and we've got the Riddler, Rob Net, joining us now. And
He's kind of a joker.
Batman,
You joker.
Batman, Flash. Guys, the internet is ablaze. Potential Michael Keaton coming back to play the Dark Knight in an upcoming Flash movie for the DCEU. I have to repeat that because this is potentially
The original. I'm Batman.
not the original movie Dark Knight. Michael Keaton in talks with Warner Brothers to reprise his role as the Dark Knight, Batman, the Caped Crusader. Last time he played this was 30 years. So, Rob, let's go to you. Since you brought this to our attention, what's your reaction to this?
Okay, so first of all, this was broke by...
I have no idea what's going on, by the way.
You just saw a flurry of messages. So this was broke by Humberto Gonzalez of the Rap and Heroic Hollywood, okay? And so I've got a bit more information because he did a live Periscope stream a few hours ago. But this is what happened is that we all knew that they were talking about a Flashpoint. If anybody's been watching the YouTube channel, we talked about fan casting, and what was going to happen. We all kind of admitted we're not the biggest fans of Ezra Miller, but the Flashpoint movie was in talks to be done. We all thought they were going to do Jeffrey Dean Morgan as the Flashpoint Batman.
Yes.
No. So apparently, according to Humberto Gonzalez, he said they were in talks, and somebody said, wouldn't it be great if we can get Keaton back? And WB's minds were blown. So this is what it's looking like, is you're going to have... It's really kind of complicated in speaking about it, but it's pretty cool. It's the multiverse. This is what we're starting off with. Now, apparently, Warner Brothers, they want to do a course correction on what's been happening with the DCU. And they've been laying some little nuggets of the multiverse. We saw it just this past holiday season when the CW shows and they did their Crisis on Infinite Earths. Ezra Miller's Flash or Flashpoint movie, he will be going in time because he just met Barry Allen from the Flash TV show. He's going to be flying through time to stop the death of his mom, just like in Flashpoint. He's going to end up in the Burtonverse version with Michael Keaton as Batman. 69-year-old Keaton. He may not be Batman per se. He will be Bruce Wayne. We don't know if he'll be rocking the Bat outfit. There's a chance that there will be a Batman Beyond type scene. It might not be Terry McGinnis, but that he will be mentoring somebody, or at least maybe mentoring Ezra Miller. And the idea is to actually streamline what's been going on with the DCU universe, and this will course correct everything and introduce the multiverse.
Course correct.
This will explain Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Robert Pattinson, for those worried, don't worry. He is not part of this whatsoever.
Right.
The Snyderverse, it exists on its own multiverse. This will exist in its the Pattinson or Robert Pattinson will exist in its own, that trilogy of movies. But that's what we're looking for.
Let's dig into this because, Rob, you just dropped a bunch of information. And, hey, I want to shout out to our boy Manny Thomas. He makes a wicked cool point. He's like, yeah, this is Thomas Wayne. This is going to be an older, disheveled Batman. Manny, I agree with you 100% on that. That's just a sweet point right there. But let's talk about what their potential rumors are. They're going to look to the Flashpoint storyline. Amazing storyline. You can get that in trade paperback. And you also want to check out Flashpoint Batman. So I'm going to, spoiler alert, but this is an alternate. In Flashpoint Batman, the Flash gets transported to an alternate timeline, and he meets Thomas Wayne. He meets the father of Bruce Wayne, who's been murdered in that timeline. And he has to work with Flash to set the timeline. If this is what they're doing in that movie, I'm okay with it this much. But they've also mentioned they want to do Batman Beyond. And
Rob is okay with it. This
yeah! Bring back the OG!
Rob's all in. But I believe that they are combining too many storylines that each deserve their own thing. So I don't know if you guys watching want to chime in on that. Do you think Warner Brothers is combining too many things, just like they did with Batman, Superman? And we know what a train wreck that was. But let's go over to John now, because this is breaking news to John. He's been away all day. He hasn't been to the internet.
My phone was blowing up. These knuckleheads like talking about Michael Keaton coming back as Batman. Okay, I am 100% down if they bring back the '89 Batmobile. But if that doesn't show up, I don't know. I like Michael Keaton as Batman. A lot of us grew up with Michael Keaton as Batman.
Yeah.
There is probably some argument to say that Adam West is the definitive Batman for a lot of our childhoods. But I don't know. It sounds cool to me. I thought it was like a CW thing for a second there when you guys were blowing up the text. I was like, oh, Michael Keaton's going to show up for CW crisis thing that they're doing. Batman Beyond, they should totally do Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Which we talked about a second ago. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what to think. Like, this is confirmed, or you said they were in talks, right?
No, they're right now they're in talks. So for anybody just joining us, we are reacting to the news that Michael Keaton and Warner Brothers are in talks to reprise his role as at least Bruce Wayne, maybe in an upcoming Flash movie. So instantly everybody's talking about Flashpoint. They're talking about Batman Beyond. John mentioned a great thing. We all love that '89 Batmobile. But is this really what Warner Brothers / DC needs to do to get people to look at?
Yes,
Batman?
Exactly. It's exactly what they need them to do. They need attention. They need people in that theater.
You said it best.
Justice League got
this
smashed.
Is Batman of old people. I'm 46. Keaton was Batman of my time. I don't know if it's going to drop anybody who's under 30 into that theater.
I don't know.
But it will drop everyone that's over there in there for sure.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity. So I just checked again the tweet. It said The Dark Knight Returns plus Batman Beyond with a dash of Flashpoint. Right? That's kind of, and now I understand.
Andre died for Batman versus Superman, and that movie was awful. Too many plots.
No, I agree, but I think that this. It's obvious that they want to introduce the multiverse, and I think they want to make their CW shows interconnected in some capacity with the main DC line. Were never allowed. I mean, not that we were in charge of CW. But 10 years ago, during the Arrow run,
when I was on,
they were never
allowed to say this.
Well, they weren't. They weren't allowed to say Batman. They weren't allowed to say Superman. The things started happening, started changing, and about 4 years ago, they started introducing the idea of a multiverse with the crossovers that were happening. And again, we go back to what happened. We just saw the '89 Batverse was briefly glimpsed in the Crisis on Infinite Earth crossover that they had, that CW had, or up in Canada, we watched it on Space and Showcase. So it's there. That multiverse is there. Excuse me. And I think what's happening is that DC / Warner Brothers is saying, we have this multiverse. We know we can mine so many stories. And instead of making things confusing, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, what about, they all exist.
Instead of making things confusing.
No, but what I'm saying no, but I think it's within the multiverse, because people are saying, wait, is it canon or is it not? And I think this is a way of them being able to do a black label stuff as well as their mainline stuff.
So that's great that you brought up multiverse. Everybody who knows DC knows that their whole line is based on multiple crises: Crisis on Infinite Earth, Crisis on Multiple Earth, Identity Crisis. But that is so ingrained in what comic readers know. Your average moviegoer has no idea. And anytime you do anything with time travel or alternate universe, look, people couldn't even figure out The Witcher, and you want people to figure out that there's a multiverse, there's an old Batman, a Robert Pattinson Batman.
They definitely screwed up The Witcher, because they're not doing it in the second season, and they made sure to announce that. Sure. They're like, we effed up.
That's what I'm saying. People, the average person isn't going to really be down with wanting to figure out what the hell Earth they're.
No, but maybe this is the move forward. The average person wouldn't have thought of, hey, let's make 6 movies and combine it into one. That's a comic idea, right? So maybe this is the introduction of multiple universes to the general masses.
And you know what, Andre? You said something interesting. You said that we're old. Listen, you're 46, I'm 44. John is pretending that he's 30 something.
I'm 18 till I die.
Yeah.
But we still remember what it was like lining up for 3 hours to get in to see a movie.
Right.
Today's generation of moviegoers don't do that. And in fact, they use their phones all the time.
Checking in advance.
And they Google stuff. And they are watching and consuming information and movies vastly different than we are. And I'm almost hedging my bets that by doing this multiverse, and people who never watched the Flash TV show and they're watching it, they're figuring out, they're Googling. I have people at work who are like, who's this person? They Google it, they figure out the backstory of Eobard Thawne, and who, Zoom is, and Professor Zoom and all that. People are educating themselves, and I think that it's somewhat carrying the weight of whether or not it's too heavy of a burden knowing about the multiverse. I think that they're educating themselves.
I think that's a cool segue into the next part. You mentioned that people they're looking online, they're doing some research and stuff, and they got to have a tie, or maybe they're watching the CW shows. So let's take a quick poll out of the three of us here, and you guys listening and watching right now. How many of you guys actually care about seeing Ezra Miller as the Flash again? Why not bring the guy from the TV show to do this?
Yeah, no, I agree. I have gone on record. I'm not an Ezra Miller fan. I didn't like.
What?
No,
I liked him in Justice League. I liked him in Justice League, actually.
No, I didn't
I
like.
was fine with him.
No,
I was fine with
him.
He wasn't any version of the Flash we've ever seen.
He wasn't Barry Allen. He was like a weird Wally West. Right? Like he was kind of like a weird, eccentric Wally West. He might even been more like a Bart Allen than anything else. Like he was bizarre.
I'm not fun Bart Allen.
No, yeah.
I just felt he was younger than everybody else for sure. Like he was playing the kid. Like
I didn't believe that he was a scientist, like he could be a criminologist. I didn't believe that he could be I didn't believe that Barry Allen could be the type of detective that could go toe to toe with Bruce Wayne / Batman as a great detective. That's the problem. Is that Barry Allen's got to be a great detective.
Yeah, Fraser agrees with us. Like, come on, he was probably the worst
he was funny. He was
that movie,
relief.
and he's the worst Flash we've seen. Like, didn't they put Flash in Smallville? They could just tap that guy even. Like
that was Bart Allen.
Yeah, like awful.
No, so I'm not happy to see Ezra Miller back. However, if he did make that appearance, that brief cameo appearance in the Flash TV show, I wouldn't be surprised if Grant Gustin makes some type of an appearance, who plays Flash on the TV show. He makes some type of an appearance. Obviously, WB wouldn't just do this, or if they didn't have a plan, they wouldn't just be throwing in their movie star.
Okay.
No, I'm being serious.
You got no plan.
I think no. We know why. We all say that because the complaint is always the bean counters don't let things, like, they're just too focused on the money. If they're letting their movie version of the Flash appearing on a TV series, there's something in the works, and I think that this just kind of proves that.
I think that is kind of cool. Like as kind of the idea of the TV show being like almost like the single issues, and then a movie being like the big crossover in kind of comic terminology. That's kind of cool. Like, man, Stephen Amell should have definitely got into one of those big movies. He deserved it. Yeah, he still deserves it. Like if this is the lead-in for him to get in there too, that I'm all for that.
And I agree. I think the only person who would be able to replace Stephen Amell as Green Arrow would probably be Armie Hammer. But
get out of here. Maybe Zac Efron. I don't know. Armie Hammer can roll with those boys, man.
Now we're going to do the shameless plug here. Check us out on Heroes World Online for our podcast. This guy, Rob, there with Armie Hammer, of all people. He cast this guy in everything. Check out our podcast. John Ho and Zac Efron, they're going to do some rom-com.
My boy.
Because that's his boy. But
my boy, call me, Zach. Come on.
Let's turn this back around. Let's get this ship sailing again. Okay, so we're talking about the potential that Warner Brothers is going to bring Michael Keaton. Let's face it, he's probably the definitive Batman. Two movies that basically made comic book movies viable. Those movies made so much money, and Batman has had the most movies of any superhero. So this is huge. But do we think? What's your opinion, guys? That if this is supposed to be a Flash movie, is it almost them just shoving Batman into something in order to sell something else? And what do we feel about that?
I feel like it makes sense though. Like if they're doing Flashpoint, Batman was a big part of Flashpoint, and maybe they're going to incorporate some of the button crossover in here and stuff like that. Which was the story arc where like Flash shows up and he doesn't have powers and he tries to get struck by lightning.
Oh, it's Flashpoint.
Is that Flashpoint?
Yeah, because he straps himself to a chair. That way he can try to replicate.
and he gets cooked.
Yeah,
definitely,
he does.
Definitely buy that book. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
like, why would you do this? You're an idiot.
He's got hamburger face like Spawn.
Yeah, he's like, oh, but anyway,
why not call the movie Flashpoint Batman as opposed to a Flash movie? Like, I'd rather see a Flashpoint Batman. And you segue Ezra Miller in there because he's the Flash you want to use, as opposed to our Flash movie isn't going to sell without us putting Batman in.
Do you want to know why?
That's what they're doing.
3 words: Batman v Superman. That didn't work. They're not going to do a Flashpoint Batman, Flashpoint v Batman or Flashpoint colon Batman. They're not going to do that. I don't know what they're going to call it. They might not call it Flashpoint. We don't know what they're going to call it. We don't know. All I know is that it sounds to me like you're right, Andre. Are they shoehorning in Batman into this? But I think what they're doing is they're acknowledging what's been going on. They have to make changes to things, and why not use the talents that are out there to be able to bring people in? Warner Brothers and DC need to build confidence back with the fans. And how do you do that? You bring the guy that was the linchpin of as you said, the DC universe, essentially from the 80s and 90s.
But let's give a shout out first to Jesse. Hey Jesse,
yeah.
Everybody agrees Grant Gustin better Flash.
Yeah,
but Gustin has had way more time. How many seasons does Flash? Like, are we in the double digits? Like, and you're saying if Rob's saying is correct that the Snyder Justice League was chopped to bits. Right, so maybe Ezra Miller does have a good shot, and he just didn't get enough time or enough screen time.
No, you're right. You're right. But these guys have 22 or 24 episodes a year to hone that character. Ezra Miller had, I don't know, how much do you add it up? 37 minutes. So I get it.
That's what I'm saying. He definitely didn't have enough time. So let's not slam him too bad.
No, we will.
Like, you're right. Like, it would be cool to give that veteran TV actor that's had so many episodes to kind of flex. I don't know what other TV actors have been able to come across into the movie medium, but maybe it's time. Maybe they get that much that training, those hours, there's 1,800 whatever hours of being that character. And maybe he can just own it on screen. He steps it up.
Let's talk about what Rob just said. I want to jump back to that really quick because the thing with DC is they're on the up and up for regaining consumer confidence. Wonder Woman, well received. Everybody's looking forward to Wonder Woman 84. Aquaman, well received. Maybe there's a sequel to that coming. And we talked about Joker.
Minus a certain cast member.
Right? So I don't know. Like, to me, I was way, way happier with them abandoning this connective tissue and going these single movies that are working for them. And now they announced this. Listen, we've got to wait till probably the proper announcement. What's the DC event coming up called? DC.
Oh, it's DC Fandom, and that is taking place August 22nd. And it's 24 hours. It's 24 hours. But interesting, if you do a deep dive into what they've been promoting, they have like an island, like a multiverse map to take you from the CW shows to the gaming to the comics. So it goes back to, I think, now, Andre, you're right. We all talked about this in previous episodes on the YouTube channel. We kind of like the idea of splitting apart and going more singular as opposed to the connective thread. This doesn't mean, though, if you have that multiverse, you can still be singular. You can have the Keaton Batman coexisting in
the Joker
with Robert Pattinson Batman, like not sharing the screen, but that it's there. So that way you're going to the theater, it's not going to be confused. I think if they do it properly, it's not going to be confusing. And first of all, I'm just like, man, I'm a fanboy. I'm a mark. Right? I'm a mark, and I'm excited to see what the fandom. I mean, you got The Rock is tweeting about this, and you're going to have stuff on Black Adam, Shazam 2 stuff's going to be coming out during that. Listen, we might get to see an official announcement of Keaton, right? An official thing will be coming out. You never know. You know, we don't know. That's coming.
So this is the thing. I like that you're a fan. Listen, I don't know a bigger comic fan than myself and John. We're so fans. We opened up a store. Like that's fandom to the stupid level because let's live in a dream, but we ain't making no money. You know, we're walking on but why are they? You know, like they've tried this connective tissue. You know, like Frazier, one of our good customers. Hey, Frazier, he said it best. They've tried it. Why are they going backwards? It really seems without them having, and we've talked about this on our podcast and stuff. So guys, you got to check it out. Got to go to our YouTube channel, Heroes World Online. We talk about this stuff all the time. A lot of podcasts. We deep dive into it. DC still has no Kevin Feige. And as much as I think Feige's overrated, without somebody to connect those lines on that map and on that island, what you're going to have is this shotgun effect of people who can't follow what's going on. What movie do I have to see to go watch Flashpoint? What do I need to see to go see Shazam or Black Adam? Like I think they're really stretching it. And I think it's great that you know we have the potential to revisit and see somebody like Keaton, but I don't want it to take away from Keaton's 2 great movies as Batman. And if this movie comes out and bombs, that puts a shadow on what he did.
No,
right?
I don't think so. I think what this does is this acknowledges, and it's different than what Marvel is doing. And I love what Marvel has done. This is different. This is them acknowledging there's a multiverse out there. We have how many Batman books do you guys get a month? Right? Like you've got so many different Bat titles that are released. Sometimes it'd be overwhelming, but people will read them. People love them because they understand that Batman Damned does not run in the same universe as the main Batman book that Tom King was doing or James Tynion is doing right now, or what. Like people can understand that you have these special movies that can take place, and I think it's great. I think them acknowledging it's awesome. And it opens up huge possibilities cinematically and in television as well.
Right, and it's also kind of the antithesis of what Marvel's doing, right? Because Marvel's they don't even want to replace Downey as Iron Man. Now they keep bringing him back or whatever. They're very on who's the character right now. But like this is a great point. You know, Jesse's bringing it up. Like, what if they're blowing this out of the
totally could be a 2-minute
a
2-minute montage scene.
Maybe he just drives by in the Batmobile that we want to see and that's it, right? So let's
pays for his dinner.
Let's keep our fingers crossed that we get some more info. And right now it's confirmed by 2 sources so far. So this is probably, we know the dialogue is happening. Three
sources. Yeah.
So we know this dialogue is happening. So it's just a matter of, are they going to execute it right? So guys, everybody watching, thank you so much. Let us know in those comments what you think. Do you guys think this is a good idea? And are you willing to give DC Connective Universe another chance after the several stumbles?
Take my money. Take it all.
Cleaning it up. They're stitching it back together.
Yeah, here. Take this statue. Take it all. I want to see it because you know what? It differentiates itself from Marvel. Exactly what you said, Andre. It differentiates itself, and DC can hopefully, if they do this, they can stop trying to replicate and emulate what Marvel did. They can be their own, chart their own course, essentially, cinematically. And I'm excited. Bring it on. Bring on Michael Keaton. Excited.
All right. Well, listen, this has been a special reaction video to the breaking news that Warner Brothers is in talks with Michael Keaton. So good, bad, or ugly, for better or for worse, we're hopefully going to learn more in the days to come. Right now, you guys know.
They better CG Christopher Reeve in that. They could put his face on
that
on
would
someone,
be like what they did
on
with-
Brandon Routh's face.
Yeah,
So Brandon
man,
Routh
I
gets to be in the movie, but he's actually Christopher Reeve's face. Your boy is back.
That would be heartbreaking, man. That'd be heartbreaking. But
Wait,
but-
Way to put us on a counter.
No, but they've put characters like the Princess Leia and things like that. They've cameoed in movies, and they even had a young Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator Salvation and things like that. So imagine seeing Christopher Reeve on screen again for a second. They have enough reference of him. It would just be kind of cool. And you have 89 Batman and Christopher Reeve on the screen at the same time.
You want to have Linda Carter show up as Wonder Woman again?
Oh man,
John?
she's still kicking it. She can cameo. She can cameo.
Too much. No, that's too much.
all right.
Now you're crossing the line.
Listen, it's great because John got his crazy commented, and he's crazy commenting on the YouTube as well. So listen, guys, thanks for joining us. This has been, like I said, just a quick special. I'm Andre, joined with my partner in crime,
John Ho.
and
Rob Gannett.
all right, guys, make sure you check us out on all the socials, and we are going to keep bringing you content as it drops. And if you want to see anything, you want to get some more information, make sure you come by the store and you can check out that Flashpoint trade paperback. You can check out Flashpoint Batman, which is awesome, as well as checking out some of the Crisis on Infinite Earth, Crisis on Multiverse, and some of the Flash comics. If you want to get up to date and see what they're going to pull from, we've got it all, and we're ready to hook you up. So thanks for joining us, and have a great night, and stay safe out there with the pandemic. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.
Oh, I'm Batman.